plays games with Steve
and Angel.
Court is adjourned for recess.
I forgot to crack open my drink.
Ooh, did sound good, chat.
Crisp.
Chat, comment.
Hey, chat.
What's up, chat? Don't forget it's...
Don't forget to follow.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget it's September. All your subs are...
That's true. We are
50%
recording
off.
this during September.
Yeah, you know. Whew. That was close.
Tell me about it. Nearly died in there.
Nearly forgot to subscribe. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Just a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner.
I mean, oh, sorry.
I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
Every time like the sprite
Changes.
yeah, I just assume like, oh, it must be me. So, yeah, it's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life, but it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him ever again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I could take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. I bet he's gonna be a real character, just like they
It
all
just
are.
goes really serious, like,
Here's everything I know.
Yeah, it's like,
And I laid it out pretty clearly.
I want to be as honest,
Yeah.
and straightforward, and anything I could do to help.
The judge is like, not guilty. No, yeah. Thank you for that very conclusive evidence.
Well, I couldn't even find any contradictions in there. That was
Godo's
very sound.
oh, I gotta admit.
you know what? Try it. Great job.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godo, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls a lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Oh boy, the music shows it's going to be a really smooth and easy cross-examination. Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name's Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun.
Oh,
Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
oh, I mean, we don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Gah. Listen, youngin'. How much, what was it? How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidering?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe we could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. If I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh, yes. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds.
What do you think these are, hmm?
I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this. I am curious, like, because I assume those are beans. Like, I mean, I'm looking forward to the Phoenix fun fact about this, because the only thing I know about like beans is like the bean throwing tradition at like Oni.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wonder if he's supposed to look like an Oni. It's like a reference. Maybe his name is probably a reference to it.
The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. That man took one sip of it and looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl. That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
Gah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words, what's wrong with old-fashioned ones,
Newfangled.
All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me?
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. What I witnessed. The only one was reading the sports paper. Hold it! So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elg?
I want to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not.
Everyone wants to know about that guy. So he was looking at the sports paper what the victim was reading, huh?
Yeah, that's like me when I'm on the plane and I'm watching other people watch movies.
Oh. And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you see that, you could see the victim. That means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
Ka. I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember what table I was sitting at.
You mean go there to eye the waitress? You pervert. You little pervert. You little nasty little man. Hold it! Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. You little pervert.
And I saw what the servant girl put in the Javachino as well.
I bet you did. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. But Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously. Conspicuous. I don't know why I said that. Conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Oh, peaches.
Oh, peaches.
Peaches.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of she took some out of oh, okay.
she took some out of a small brown bottle.
She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Just the order of the words was thrown in.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete to some concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume?
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Arr. I took one sip of it. Looked like he was in terrible pain.
You're terrible.
You look terrible. Ugh, hold it. He took just one sip?
You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have to drink every last drop, eat in the cup, and then die.
Congratulations, you have earned the title of baddiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death? Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh, yes. He slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh, yes, I know that feeling.
And the waitress? I presume she is...
That's the servant girl right there. Hold it! You said I remember well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You could see all the way up to her you know, she's practically naked in that uniform.
Objection! So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such an uniform, even me!
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
Oh, you want to see it. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
And Aldris is a cyanide bottle.
She just looks like the ham costume from that Scout wears.
God. I guess I got a bit carried away.
Gah! There are other things I recognize about her, too.
I'll be peachy.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
Hold it! You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Gah! As if I wouldn't remember that.
Objection! The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get a feeling there's something more to this somehow. I ask about the strap. I ask about the waitress's back. The identifying features you described are all things you could see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection! Ha! He's got you there, Gramps.
Why object to that then? People normally talk about...
Yeah, shut up.
Objection! I just want to hear people hear my voice. I don't know.
Haven't said anything in
They
a while.
like to fill a silence.
Oh, he's just like me for real. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I'll tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. Was there anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front? There isn't anything of interest. Hold it! You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess.
My testament, my cross-examination is a matter of pride.
I wonder... we got a chuckle out of him.
Yeah.
I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
It's clear from his vacant expression. The old man did not see her face.
Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? I can't play along because I don't know that song very well, unfortunately. Well,
So you got caught unaware, I presume?
yeah, caught unawares. Yeah, that's a lyric to assume.
Wow.
Wait, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just listen to teacher.
My furry influence was the other things. Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
This guy's testimony is pretty messy. Be prepared for the murkiest scam.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Glenn Elg, what is he, sick?
The There wasn't anything.
No, if we're gonna press him.
There was a ribbon.
Gumshoe too.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna press about the loose straps. I forgot about that. Hold it. Doopity doop. Doppity dop.
Trying to think like what noise we should make for his nose or the.
Oh wait, that wasn't the one. Girl in the defendant. There's a ribbon in her hair and her.
My nose.
This, I guess, was it the last one that had the dialogue tree? No, it was. Oh, where was it?
No, go back.
What
Go forward, I mean. Yeah.
What are you looking for?
The one where it's like ask about the loose straps, ask about details.
You don't need to go back to that. You got a new statement. That's what you need.
Oh, okay. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I. That's it, right? The new one.
Yes.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. She had a big stain though from the front. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't be able to not notice that. Objection, Mr. Kudo. I would like you to please take a look at this.
Please.
That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you're half-witted clot. Well, what? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this, which means if you'd really seen this apron before. Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
And justice deliciously squared.
Oops.
Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this. You're not some cutesy anime girl.
Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands.
What if I was all berries?
Old berries?
If I was all berries. If I was all berries, you'd say, oops.
Oh, oops. Okay.
You'd have to allow it. You'd have to allow it.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh, sassafras.
Oh, shit him in a gravy.
Listen, try and hear the facts.
What was the pickle one? Oh, pickle chips or whatever.
I don't remember what it is.
Pickle sticks. I don't know.
On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Ms. Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
Cool.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion where I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
About the victim.
He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and that noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. That little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
What did you just call him?
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh, yes. I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best.
Pushing old men on down the stairs.
Whoa!
Whoa, what? Say hello to God. He was another of those pesky young types. Hold it! Spectacles?
Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Goto's sharp appearance.
Well, it could be the what's it called gang, or where are they?
The Ginyu Force?
Yeah,
The what's it called?
I don't know
called, gang?
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
Toku Sentai. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
What's it called, gang?
What's it called, gang?
What's it called, gang?
We better come up with something sharp. Quick.
I'm catching what's it called.
I'm Whoosy What's It. Guess I'd wait and see if I should challenge. Guess I'll wait and see if I'll challenge him about the spectacles.
Oh, spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his right hand.
Oh, newspaper.
Hold it. Newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan? I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the page back with all that rustling going on?
Or the back page.
What?
You said the page back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I needed to find out if Guts and Brown retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not you. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you?
Ow, ow, ow. Guts and Brown got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. Damon was listening to his wireless. Hold it. The wireless?
The decadent young rascal?
Decadent.
In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh, boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you feel sorry for me?
Ow, 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 ow. And the survey. How do you feel about sunflower seeds?
I like them.
Yeah, they're good. I haven't had them in a hot minute.
It's something you can only... the only time I want to eat sunflower seeds, or at least with the shells, out of baseball
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
That's outdoor food.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want to just throw the seed
I
shells
used to want
into
to
the
eat the
ground.
shells too, but that's because they were salty.
You know, I like to lick them. I like to lick them. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
I want to lick them, said Victor Kudo, looking at the waitresses.
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie.
Ow, ow, that one got in my eye. We're not pushing until I've got some hard evidence. Little fidget picked it up. Hold it. His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? It's his free hand, wasn't it? If his free hand was his right hand, it was...
Ow, ow, ow.
Actually, it's important to read that, but perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands.
Yeesh. I was only asking. I need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. This old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's ours.
I think it was a little cruel that the game sped through that dialogue pretty quick. I don't know if you want to go through it again.
Did you get the gist of what they pointed out?
Like so the newspaper, he was fidgeting it with his right hand.
He was holding the newspaper in his right hand.
Uh-huh.
So
On his left,
he what?
what was he doing?
Then go through it again.
Yeah.
And his newspaper in his right hand.
The last
and the
statement.
noisy breath. I just wanted to read. and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. Then I was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the server girl brought them the chino, picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Gotcha. Okay, so he picked it.
So his free hand would be
left.
Okay. That's
Okay.
all you really need to know from that.
Okay. Contained potassium covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Deadly powder's poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron jacket. Got this from the doctor before going to the bag is empty. I forget which ear they mentioned. Like was it his left ear? That had the medicine in it. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident. His small pockets but big stains. I'm gonna think about that now. Small pockets, big stains. The coffee contained
Big stains and a big heart.
the coffee contained potassium. I mean, I can't really make out if there's anything in particular that his hands are doing because they're just laying about. Interesting. Let's see. The server girl brought over the patient. The young man was listening to the wireless. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. Here's one of those pesky. Okay. Just like trying to think like of these statements, which one is the most likely to be contradicted. I'm guessing it's this one because that was the one that was the most interesting. I'm gonna try and read what he said. His free hand. Yes. Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his
Right hand, didn't I?
His free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron?
I see. Oh, okay. Perhaps he has 3 hands.
That's what I've been doing to people? Jeez, no wonder no one came to my birthday party.
The whole point of that's right. This house just one thing. Anything will do. But
Those pesky plumbers.
young man was wireless. Little,
Koopalings and I.
He picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. At this, I'm just trying to imagine. What do I have that's contradicts that? Like, I don't know if I could just bring up the cup, like, oh, but look at this. What fingerprints are on it? Because I don't know myself. Coffee containing potassium. It has the victim and Maggie's fingerprints on it. Can I just do that? Can I just say
before you do anything?
yeah?
So you think the coffee cup is it?
Maybe yeah.
Why?
Because it possibly has like the wrong fingerprints on it.
No, but the coffee cup. But don't present it. But I'd like you to figure out why it might be the coffee cup. What are we trying to contradict here?
That. Oh wait, the direction of like where the sip is at. Oh, that like what his hands were doing. Like,
Well, which hand?
like which one was his free hand that
Which one was
sank
the
the
free hand
coffee?
again?
Supposedly his left, according to his
And
testimony.
what's wrong with this coffee cup then?
Oh well, the way that it's where the stain is at, it you would most likely be holding it with his right for it to make sense of the orientation wise. So it's not the cup. Like, don't bring the cup.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you just want me to be 100% sure.
Yeah, not just because it's not satisfying if you do it and you're like, oh, it's something else. I'd like, I think it's fun to figure it out so that you know why you're presenting it.
I see.
It's like, oh, the fingerprints, and they're like, actually, it's because of this. You're like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
I just wanted you to get to that point.
I do that a lot in this playthrough.
I know. That's why I'm trying to gently have you figure it out, so it's more satisfying for you. Because otherwise, it's just the game telling you it's this. You're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's
just
not satisfying.
I see. Well, that's just how I would play the game.
Would you rather I just let you present stuff and you find out that way?
I if it's more important for me to understand, then I don't mind it.
It only helps. Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just, I feel like, oh, I presented this for the completely wrong reason. And then I think it sticks with you more if you figure it out on your own.
I see.
Yeah.
Objection. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Gah! What is this? Kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice a mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Nah!
I don't want to be a pigeon. I don't want to be a dove, so shake my butt. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. Also, that is the chicken song. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
Wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Don't call me old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me.
I'm 32.
Listen to what I've got to say!
Life's been hard on me. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Godo!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee.
Oh my god.
So this is your final stand. Also, you're all vibrating.
No.
It's not us. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup in his left hand. His left hand.
His left hand! His left hand!
His left
More
hand.
power! More
power.
power! We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. He's not Wilco. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad. But they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
HD DVD, that's gonna stick around.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
Blu-ray's a phase.
Well, we'll see what other technology will be outdated in tomorrow's episode.
Oh.
I mean, Blu-rays are already outdated, unfortunately.
No, now's the time. Now's the time. Gotta preserve physical media.